Hello and welcome, Avion here. I decided that it's probably for the best if I just don't stream games that require me to speak and read a lot. So, the entire rest of me playing Fate is not going to be streamed. I have made a critical error, but I have learned. I have figured things out. I have plans, you see. And also, I made my model's still fucked because I've been too lazy to fix it. But there is this little thing here that I got. Is it sweep me up right a bit? There we go. I got my fucking fake Grand Order command seals on. It's such a fucking bad arm, but there we go. It'll work. That'll do. Fuck, I completely forget. I think the last time I left off, I went to Shinji's house. This is kind of what I remember. Yes. But never had that before. Not really hearing anything. Give me one moment. I think it's because I had an issue where I left Discord with my friends. There we go, now I can hear the game. Yeah, my headset hates Discord, and they hate each other, and every time I try to like change voice channel or do anything with Discord, I have to restart my headset. I don't get it, I don't know why, it just does that. The Mataos are a family of mages. What? I've heard that before. Wait, does that mean you? And Sakura? His sister? Have also trained in magecraft?
落ち着けよエミヤ。マトウ家はね、魔術師の家系ではあるけど、もう枯れてしまった一族なんだ。
Calm down, Emiya. The Mattel family may be a family of mages, but its powers run dry. Yeah, that's why you
マトウの先祖は遠坂の家
have Sakura.
この土地にやってきたらしいが、日本の土が合わなかったんだってさ。
The Matao ancestors apparently rooted themselves here along with the Tosaka family, but they couldn't adapt well to Japan. How?
代を重ねるごとに、魔術回路ってやつ？それが減っていって、僕が生まれた時にはもうマトウの血筋は一般人に戻ってしまったそうだ。
And as generations went, the magic circuits? Yeah. Those started to dwindle, and by the time I was born, the Matao bloodline was pretty much back to the point of being more or less ordinary humans.
だから、マトウの人間は魔術師じゃない。昔魔術師であった家系なだけなんだ。
That's why there are no mages in the Matao family. It's just a line that used to be mages. Used to be mages? So now the only things that remains in your family is your knowledge of magecraft? Sorry, I paused for a second because I had to look down to make sure I was actually recording. Because for all I know, I could not be.
ああ、残念ながらね。けど、魔術回路がなくなったって、魔術を学ぶことに変わりない。マスターのことも、聖杯戦争のことも、調べればすぐに分かった。
It's like 10 o'clock.
に選ばれて、こうやって落ち着けるのも、先代の教えがあったからなのさ。
Yeah. Used to be mages, so now the only thing that remains in your family is your knowledge of magecraft. Okay, right. Yeah, unfortunately, but even if we don't have any magic circuits, We're still able to learn Magecraft. I managed to look up everything about Masters and Holy Grail Wars easily enough. And I was able to keep my emotions under control when I found myself being a master because of my ancestors' teachings. I would like to note, I said it was like 10, it's like 10 p.m. I may have recorded a random studios game earlier today, and I may have also have streamed 5 hours of Case Quit earlier. Help. I cannot be stopped. I see. When I became a master, it was Tosaka who taught me about Holy Grail Wars. So similarly, Shinji was able to understand his own situation thanks to the writings his family passed down. In other words, he only learned about Magecraft itself. Does that mean Sakura has been learning about Magecraft too?
もう本当に何も知らないんだな、君。
Ah, you don't know anything, do you?
いいかい？古い家柄の魔術師は一人にしか秘術を伝えないんだ。子供が二人いたら跡取りにするのは長男だけだよ。
Listen, all the mage families only pass down their secret knowledge to a single person. If there are 2 children, the oldest male becomes their heir.
一つのものを二つに分けたら力が薄まるだろ。
Splitting something in 2 just dilutes its power.
10の魔術を一つの結晶にして残していき、血をより濃くしていくのが魔術師だ。いくら肉親だからって安売りはしないのさ。
A mage's job is to collect 10 magecraft disciplines and crystallize them. Then leave that to the heir to strengthen their bloodline. There are no exceptions, not even for family.
だから魔術師の家系はね、跡取り以外に魔術は教えない。後継者に選ばれなかった子供は、自分の家が魔術を学ぶものだと知らずに育てられるか、養子に出すっていうのがセオリーなのさ。
That's why mage families don't teach magecraft to anyone other than their heirs. Children who weren't selected to be the family's successor either never learn that their family practices magecraft, or they're sent to be adopted by a different family. I see. That's a relief. I sigh in relief. I want Sakura to live a normal, peaceful life, having nothing to do with magecraft. Good job, Mia. You have successfully hit several red flags. I would never want her to get involved in a battle that forces someone to fight without reason.
さあ、これで分かっただろ、エミヤ。
So, now do you get it, Emiya?
僕はマスターになったものの、魔術には疎い。
I may have become a master, but I've got no power in magecraft.
君は、そうだね。少しは使えるって言うけど、知識の方は素人同然だ。
You, on the other hand, said you can use a little, but you have next to no knowledge of magecraft. Yeah, which really just makes me think your family fucking sucks.
ほら、ちょうどいいと思わないか？勝手にマスターにさせられた者同士、協力しようよ。
See? Don't you think we're a good match? We were both forced to be masters. Let's work together. I don't have a problem with that. I do. I have thousands of problems with that. 1, he's a bitch. 2, he's a bitch. And the other 998,000 problems are probably similar. I just want to be clear though. You're proposing this to protect yourself, right?
いや、それもあるけど、まずは当面の敵を叩かないとまずいんじゃない？僕、なんか彼女から目の敵にされてるみたいだしさ。
In part, yes. But I think we'll need to work on getting rid of our immediate enemy first. I feel like she's been giving me the evil eye. I mean, you kind of deserve it. You're a fucking little cunt. Giving you the evil eye? Are you talking about Tosaka?
そんなの決まってるじゃないか。そうでもなければ、僕を邪険にするものか。
Of course I am. She wouldn't be treating me like crap otherwise. I mean... your personality is enough to treat you like crap, my friend. My not friend.
いいか。あいつは他のマスターを許さないやつだぞ。そんなの一緒にいるエミアだってわかるだろう。
Listen, she'll be relentless against the other masters. You should know that by now since you've been with her for a while. Yeah, she hasn't killed me in my sleep, so... Eh.
けどさ、何の物好きか知らないけど、遠坂は君に気を許している。あの隙のない女がだぜ。
I don't know what's gone into her. But for some reason, Tosaka has warmed to you. Why would a girl who never drops her guard do that? You see, I am Emiya, and Emiya is just kinda... I cook good food, okay? Emiya cooks good food, draws the women. I don't know what else I can say about that.
ほら、倒すには絶好の機会だと思わない？
So come on, don't you think this is our opportunity to defeat her? Shinji holds his hand out to shake. No thank you, no. I want to be a part of that. Thank you. Thank you. Please, I was hoping to... everything that there's not going to be any reason for me to team up with Shinji. Actually, I can't. If Shinji really wanted to protect himself, he would have asked Tosaka to. Not just me. Besides, Shinji, do you know there's someone overseeing this Holy Grail war?
ああ、教会の神父だってね。前回の生き残りだって言うけど、うるさそうだから会ってない。
I see the rider back there. Yeah, the priest at the church, right? I heard he was a survivor of the previous war, but I haven't met him. He seems annoying. That's kind of because he is.
僕は魔術師じゃないんだから、魔術師としてのルールなんて押し付けられるのは面倒じゃない？
I'm not a mage, so I don't want anyone to push their rules on me. Just go to the church. I know I say that, but that might not be safe either. Shinji's contradicting himself. If he really wanted to stop fighting, he should have gone straight to Kotomine. Shinji, did you know there's a bounded field set up over the school?
知ってるよ。僕にはわからないけど、ライダーが教えてくれた。
Yep.
それがどうしたっていうのさ。
I didn't notice, but Ryder told me. What about it? Isn't it your doing? Tosaka said it was the work of a master at school.
ああ、あれは僕じゃないよ。確かにあの学園にはもう一人マスターがいるから、そいつの仕事じゃないの。
I legitimately forget who did it. Anyway, oh, well, it's not me. I know there's another master at our school, so it's probably them. Huh? Tosaka said there's only one other master.
遠坂を信用しすぎるのもなんだけどね。ま、それは別にしても、あいつは間違ってるよ。
I wouldn't recommend just blindly trusting Tosaka. Either way, she's wrong.
遠坂が探っている気配は魔術回路ってやつなんだろ？
Tosaka's trying to trace masters by sensing their magic circuits, right?
なら僕は彼女が感知できるマスターじゃない。だって元から魔術回路なんてないんだから。
If so, I wouldn't be one of the masters she could detect, since I don't have magic circuits to begin with.
初めからさ、僕は普通のマスターたちのレーダーに映らない存在なんだよ。
From the very beginning, I wouldn't even be a blip on the other master's radars. So, why are you telling me this shit? You know I kind of hate you, right? I see. You also don't have command seals on your hands. The presence of mages or command spells ultimately activate through magical energy. To be fair though, I guess they don't have to be on your hand, considering like usually the church person has a bunch of command seals like straight up over their arms. But I mean, whatever. Now, if someone without magical energy becomes a master, the only way to identify them would be seeing them directly. Tosaka's method of seeking out people with their own magical energy wouldn't lead her to masters like Shinji. Shinji doesn't have a single one of the traits Tosaka is expecting in a master. I see. So, Tosaka must be sensing a different master. I should warn Tosaka about this when I get home. That's settled. There's no point in me staying here any longer. Hey, Emiya, what about our partnership? Yeah, shove it up your ass. I'll have to refuse. I'm not going to help you defeat Tosaka. Besides, she hasn't done anything. I'll know I'll have to fight her one day. But I trust her right now, and I want to keep on trusting her. When something does happen, it'll be too late. But if that's how you feel, I'm not going to push it. I'll wait it out and see, just like you. Surprisingly, Shinji gives up. He doesn't try to stop me from going home, and he doesn't send Ryder to attack me. Shinji really is the complicated guy. No, he's not. He's not complicated. He's just a fucking prick. An asshole. A bastard. An annoying dick prick. Because you left a fucking because you tried to fuck a cactus and now a needle's stuck in your dick. Kind of prick. He may act like a jerk, but he seems to try to play fair in his own way. Emiya, no. Hey, Shinji. I know I'm harping on this, but does Sakura know about you? For anyone that has any knowledge of the Fate series, you're just like, you bastard. Anyway, she doesn't, and I don't intend on telling her. I'm the heir of the Matao family. Sakura can just remain my little sister and be none the wiser. Why don't you treat her nicer? That would be great. I don't want Sakura's life to change. You know, my real question is, why the fuck does Sakura have purple hair? Just why? Anyway, fine. Since I'm her big brother, I should be thanking you for being so concerned about Sakura. Okay. Let me tell you something good, Emiya. I don't know who it is. But one of the masters has set up a nest for themselves in the temple. What? The temple? You mean the Ryodo Temple? Yeah. According to my servant, there's a witch living in the mountains. She's supposedly collecting a bunch of souls. So things are going to get ugly if nobody does anything about her. What? If that's true, that makes 5 masters. And if this witch is collecting a massive amount of souls, there's a high probability it's the cause of what's come up in the news in the morning. It's the cause of what came up in the news this morning. That's all I've got for you.
いいかいエミヤは味方だから傷つけるんじゃないぞ
Is my model conveying my eye roll? Ryder, see him out. You're not to harm Emiya since he's on our side. Shinji orders Ryder, and she walks closer to me. No, well, that's...
遠慮するなって家を出るまでは僕の責任なんだから怪我をされたら困る
Don't worry about it. I'm responsible for your safety. As long as you're in my house, it wouldn't do for you to get hurt or anything like that.
ああライダー送るのは玄関まででいいからな外にさえ出てくれたら僕とは無関係だからそれまでは丁重に送ってやれ
Oh, Ryder. You only have to see him as far as the front door. Once he's out of the house, he's not my concern, but treat him well until then. Fucking fox showmanship. Shinji retreats to the back room. Get out of here, you fucking snake. I silently look towards Ryder. I said that sentence and I'm just like, oh. Alright, hi. The black-garbed Ryder says nothing. What surprises me, though, is that when I take a closer look, I notice she has a graceful and innocent-looking face. Her floor-length purple hair exudes a foul odor of blood, but at the same time, she is unbelievably beautiful. I realize I'm staring because of her appearance, and I'm embarrassed for a moment, but I feel like her face and her outfit just don't match at all. If I had to boil her down to a single phrase, she's like a priestess, dripping in blood. She is both holy and evil. Ryder is a walking contradiction. Actually, why are all heroic spirits so beautiful? Caesar. As I think this, I find myself looking up at Ryder's face out of sheer curiosity. Wow, she's pretty tall for a woman. She's easily 170 centimeters tall. Wait a second, I need to do quick maths. Fuck. I can't do maths with centimeters. Why did you give me inches? A phone, come over here. Ow, my back. Okay. I gotta Google this. I gotta know. I feel like I remember being taller than Hercules. Anyway, whatever. I think my height is like 190 something centimeters. 5 feet 6 inches. 5 feet 7. Pretty much. 5'7". I am still taller. Haha! Actually, am I legitimately remembering that I'm taller than Hercules? No. Definitely not. Not even close. Hercules is like 8 feet. Wait. I feel like I was taller than someone. I don't remember who. Or maybe this is like newer data. They've retroactively made Hercules taller, maybe. I know I can check. No, he's just tall as fuck. He's 8 feet tall. Yeah, I know that's way that's above me. 172. Solidly 7 feet. I am taller. I am taller. Taller. I'm a lot taller. My saber's so short. Okay, back. Saving. Even though I don't have to do multiple saves, because I can just kind of go to the flow chart. And just kind of go back. Anyway. Where was I? She's easily 170 centimeters tall. Really isn't the time for calm observation. Being alone with her is a problem in itself. I should hurry out of the Matao mansion. Ah, my jaw! Ryder sticks with me all the way to the entrance. I don't know about this. She doesn't even seem alive. But maybe she'll answer if I try talking to her. Talk to Ryder? Stay away from danger! But talk to Ryder. Ryder. Was what Shinji said earlier true? I asked, not really expecting a response. There's no change in Ryder. Just her long hair fluttering in the wind. I figured as much. Sorry for asking such a stupid question when we're supposed to be enemies. I step out through the door, raising my hand to show her my appreciation for seeing me out. But then... he did not lie. There's a witch living in the mountains. Huh? Ryder. You must proceed with caution if you intend to challenge her. That witch knows how the minds of men work. Ryder speaks indifferently. I realize her voice is drawing me in and shake my head and to clear it. Oh, thanks for the warning. And take good care of Shinji. As you can see, he's a bit of a pain, but I hope you can protect him. I catch myself getting surprised, but I managed to reply. I guess that was funny because... you are a noble soul. I can see why Shinji warmed to you. Ryder giggles softly, folds, and then disappears into the Matao house. I can't really quite fold. She doesn't have silver hair. I walk down the hill and return to the intersection. If I walk towards the residential area on the other side, I'll be heading home, but... there's the master at the Ryodo Temple, huh? It's about an hour's walk towards the mountain from here. The desolate mountain road eventually reaches the gates of the Ryodo Temple. Ryodo Temple is a big temple. Temple. Up on the mountain, it's about the size of our school. The cemetery is large. The temple itself is like a small world of its own, with about 50 training monks living on its grounds. The people in town use the Ryodo Temple for various purposes, but they also respect it as a sacred place that shouldn't be entered lightly. Now that I think about it, I haven't been to the Ryodo Temple recently. I haven't been there ever since I stayed there for some mental training last summer. I know temple life is harsh during the winter, so I was thinking about visiting during winter break. Hmm? What's the guy who cut afternoon classes doing here? Speak of the devil. I run into the Ryodo Temple's heir, Issei the Ryodo, on the road. Hey there. Is school over? I kind of like Issei. I don't remember him at all from the anime. He's pretty chill. Obviously, I don't have anything to do for the student council, so I was heading home. Is something wrong? It looked like you were staring up at the mountain. No, there's nothing wrong. I just felt like going home.
なんとなくで授業を休まれては教師は商売上がったんだ。で、なぜ小山なんぞを拝んでおったのかと聞いているのだが。
Teachers would be out of the job if people like you just cut classes whenever they felt like it. Anyway, I'm curious why you're staring at the mountain. It's nothing, but can I ask you something? Has anything strange happened recently?
変動など左半時だが、さりとて劇的な境地に至ることもなし。小山は日々これ平穏。しかるに平穏こそ日常よ。
Change is the constant, but doesn't lead to big, dramatic developments unless it's a bomb. Anyway, the mountain is always at peace, and peace is the focus of daily life. Issei, I'm being serious here.
失礼な。こっちだって真面目だぞ。
How dare you? So am I. Yes, you are. Sorry to bother you.
わかればよい。俺がエミヤ相手にふざけるものか。
It's fine, as long as you understand. I never kid around with you, Emiya. Issei clears his throat to calm himself down.
だが、変化があるといえばあるのだが、どうしたものかな。
Though, I do have to report that there has been a change. That said, I'm not entirely sure how to explain it. Eh? A change? At the temple?
小山ではなくうちの空気が浮ついている。親父殿の知り合いらしいのだが、少しばかり厄介な客人を迎えていてな。これが結構な美人であるから始末が悪い。
Yeah, but not at the mountain. However, the situation has left everyone in the temple restless. We have a guest at the temple, and they're apparently an acquaintance of my father. But the awkwardness is because of them. She's a beautiful woman, which makes it a touchy subject.
まったく。皆も女一人に何を騒いでいるのやら。
Honestly, I don't know why there's such a fuss over a woman. Occasionally I'm just like, is he say gay? Just occasionally I think this. I don't know. A woman. Does the Ryoto Temple have any nuns?
おらぬ。わけありでな。祝言まで部屋を貸し与えているのだが。
Ah, my jaw.
これが確かに美しい人だな。いつも水を汲む姿など、俺でも目を奪われるほどだ。
No. But they've made an exception for her. And we're letting her use the room until the wedding happens. Well, she really is beautiful. So, I have to admit that even I get captivated by her looks whenever I go out and fetch water from the well. Okay, so I guess he's not? Question mark? What do you mean, an exception? Issei? Hey, are you even listening?
いかん。だから女性はいけないんだ。女性は。
Apologies. This is why women are bad news.
式よく立つべし。落ち着け。
Oh no, he's definitely straight. Reject lust, Issei. Calm down, Issei. Nah, he's just got that fucking monk upbringing. The student council president mumbles some sort of sutra. Hello? You okay, Issei?
問題ない。修行不足なので、より精進したいと思う。
I'm quite alright. I'm just not as disciplined, so it's a matter of training harder. I can tell he's not listening. Issei continues to mumble, giving himself a pep talk, and disappears into the town's outskirts. By the time I get back home, the sun is almost setting. I'm questioning if this man's gay and this man's is trying to stop from having a fucking hard on, thinking about a woman, and I'm just like, oh, I'm so sorry. And just like yesterday, I'm the first one back home. Sakura and Fujine will probably get here soon too, and Tosaka will come home later on. I'll mention what I learned from Shinji after Sakura and Fujine go home. There's no point in talking in secret when those two are around. Having decided that, I'd better prepare for dinner. Tosaka beat me with her cooking last night, and I need to do something to improve Fujine's mood. Secret ingredient to a great dish is time and effort, rather than love. Doubt? Well, the time and the effort are going to happen due to the love, so kind of, yeah. If I want to guarantee my win, I have to spend double the time I usually would on cooking. So that means you're putting in double the love, as it were. And so, here's what happened. I did lose. Tosaka, you're such a meanie.
ですから、私が言っているのは料理の味じゃありません。藤村先生曰く、今までで一番美味しい夕食なんですから、みんなに分け与えた方がいいんじゃないかって話です。
Let me reiterate. I'm not talking about the food's taste. According to you, tonight's dinner was the best you've ever tasted, so why not share it with everyone?
言ってることが違うと思う。
I don't think that's what you meant.
東坂さん、シロの作ったご飯はあんまり食べたくないって言ったじゃない。
You said you didn't want to eat the food Shiro made.
それは朝だけの話です。夕飯はきちんと取りますし、そもそも夕食は私とエミヤ君との交代制なんですから、私が食べるのは当然の権利じゃないですか。
I was only talking about breakfast. I will eat dinner like everyone, and Emiya and I made an arrangement to take turns cooking dinner. So what reason is there for me not to eat?
それが嫌だというのでしたら、明日からは藤村先生が代わってください。
If you don't like that, you're welcome to take my turn cooking tomorrow. Oh god, I feel like it's a bad idea. I feel like anything this tiger touches is gonna burn.
的確に急所をついてくるその性格。くそ、こんなひどい教え子だと。
Yeah, she definitely burns the water. So brazen. Strikes right at my weakness. Damn. I never imagined you were such a bad student. And with that, Fujine reluctantly returns the wooden container of rice to the dining table. 5 servings of my specialty mixed rice safely returned to the dining table. Come on, Fujine. I made plenty of food today, so there's no need to hoard it. Made enough rice and side dishes for everyone. Munch munch.
そうですね。でも先輩、これはちょっと作りすぎかなとか。
You might be maybe right, senpai, but this might be a bit too much even for you. Clack, clack.
ええ。4人分のタレを2段重ねというのは明らかに重量過多です。
Yes, a double-tiered barrel with food enough for 4 people is certainly over the top. Chomp. Chomp. Why do I feel like Seiba is just absolutely devouring all of the food? It's not a barrel. It's a round wooden container for rice. The main dish is rice today, so I made extra. If we have any leftovers, I'll make them into rice balls for lunch tomorrow. Munch, munch. Someone is really packing it in.
それ私の分もいい？私チャーハンは好きじゃないんだけど、これは別格。ねえねえ、なんかいろいろ入ってるけど、何入れたわけ？
Oh, can I get in on that lunch thing? I don't like fried rice from leftover rice, but this is exceptional. There's all kinds of stuff in this rice. What's inside? Chew.
基本的には
Ew. I don't like mushrooms. Or it's more like I'm very neutral about mushrooms. I'm aggressively neutral. I'll eat them, right? But I also would rather not. So I guess that's slightly negative. Anyway, this is basically mushroom mixed rice, correct? Instead of using bean curd, you mixed in yuzu citrus to make it aromatic. Such detail. You've lost me. Clank clank. Fine, I'm gonna eat this all by myself. Just you watch. Oh god, Tiger's gonna get it for Silva on the cake. Fujine must have given up on monopolizing the wooden container of rice, but she starts to shovel food in her mouth with alarming speed. The moment her rice bowl is empty, she thrusts it out, requesting another helping. That's fine, but you really don't need to rush. There's plenty, Fujine. Don't mind me. I'm going to eat all the food that you made, Shiro. I won't be letting some stranger who just barged into our lives eat any of this food. The Fujine snatches the rice bowl. The rice bowl. Uh-huh. I really don't get it. Sakura laughs uncomfortably. That's not an understatement. Tosaka looks exasperated and ignores Fujine, and Saber just sits, eating her food. It works pretty hard to make all this, but it's looking like that might have backfired. The dinner, which had intended to make Tosaka admit defeat, ended boisterously thanks to Fujine's eccentric behavior. Oh, heading home, senpai. Yeah. Fujine, get Sakura home safely. Yeah, I know, don't worry. Fujine takes Sakura's hand and they turn to go. What? You're looking at me weird, Shiro. Of course I am. No normal person could even move after eating that much. Yeah, you usually go into like a food coma, pass out, and wake up later. And then regret your life choices as you feel bloated and fat. I think so. I felt a bit full, but it was fine after I finished eating it all. And the problem is that Taiga doesn't realize that people have limits. You can't really expect something like that from a wild tiger. Hopefully we can try to keep her contained so she doesn't run wild in polite society. See you tomorrow. Don't stay up too late, you two. Yes. Good night, senpai. Yep. Night, Shiro. I see the two off and go back to the living room. I mentioned I had something to tell them after dinner, so Tosaka and Saber are sitting in the living room looking serious. Good work today, so what did you want to tell us? It's about the other masters. There's something I want to tell you too. Saber's brows furrow slightly. How can you tell? As a servant, her life is focused on combat, rather than a peaceful daily routine. I still don't think her wounds have completely healed. Even with her healing powers, the chest wound Lancer's noble phantasm inflicted won't heal quickly. Yeah, it's kind of cursed. A little bit cursed. Ow, my neck. With that in mind, I hesitate to tell them about Shinji. I'm the same as Shinji. I want to avoid fighting as much as I can, and I don't think it's right for a young girl like Saber to wield a sword. I always think about this, but it's like, Shiro, it's all nice and all, but you're a bit too late.
シロ。話があるのではないのですか？
Shiro, do you not have something to tell us? Oh, yeah. Let me get right to the point. I met Ryder and her master today.
ライダーのマスターに会ってきたって、いつの話よそれ。
What? Ryder's master? When did that happen?
そんなバカな。一人で敵のマスターに会うなどと、自分の身を何と考えているのですか？
I like how they're very angry, but it's like one of those things like, well, you see, I'm perfectly alive right now, so I think it's fine. That is absurd. What were you thinking, me and an enemy master alone? Well, hold on. Calm down. It's okay. I didn't get hurt or anything. Don't get so mad. Shiro.
怒るななどと。
Emiya.
私は怒ってなどいません。
Do not get mad. No. I am certainly not angry. Shiro. Never. Never tell a woman to not be angry when they're angry. It's like throwing boots into a fucking dryer.
シロの行動に呆れているだけです。
I'm simply stupefied by your actions, Shiro.
右に同じ。まあ、済んだことを言っても始まらないわ。
Ditto. Well, there's no point getting angry over what's done.
それで、どういうことなのよ、シロ。
So, explain yourself, Shiro. Osaka and Saber are glaring at me, obviously furious. Crap. I knew they would say something about me being rash, but I never imagined they would be so livid. I met the master this afternoon. I just followed him because he said he wanted to talk and I didn't fight him or anything.
見ればわかるわ。で、ライダーのマスターはどんなやつだったの？
Yeah, I can tell. So what kind of person was Ryder's master? What sort of person? It was Shinji. He called out to me when I was walking around school looking for sources of the bounded field. He said he wanted to talk, so I followed him to the Matao house.
シンジって本当にあのシンジ？
What? Shinji? You mean the Shinji? Yeah. Ryder was obeying Shinji, and he knew about the Holy Grail War. Apparently, Matao family is a noble family of mages.
ああ、それはそうだけど、そんなはずないのよ。マトウの家は先代でもう枯渇しているはずだもの。何があろうと、マトウの子供に魔術回路はつかない。これは絶対よ。
Yes, that's true, but that's impossible. The Matao family should have completely diminished by now. No matter what they tried, no child of Matao family could have magic circuits. Tosaka seems pretty sure of what she's saying. If she says so, then Shinji and Sakura really don't have any magic circuits. Yeah, Shinji said the same thing, but he said he still knows about magecraft, and that since he's the eldest male, that knowledge was passed down to him, so Sakura doesn't know anything. Anyway, that means he's a master similar to me. He doesn't have any magical energy, so you weren't able to detect him.
そう、まずったわね。確かにそういうケースだってあるか。魔導書が残っているんならマスターになるぐらいはできるだろうし。もう、それじゃあ私の行動ってあいつに筒抜けだったんだ。バカ。
I see. My mistake. I should have known there would be cases like him. As long as he had grimoires lying around, he could certainly become a master. That means he saw right through everything I was doing. How could I be so careless? Tosaka's beating herself up for what she's done so far. She may be almost flawless, but it seems like she could be kind of ditzy too. The problem is, most of those Gaffas. What the fuck is this word? Google! Gaff. Gaff. Fez. An unintentional act or remark. Jaff? Jaffs. Okay. Jaffs turn out to be fatal.
私のミスだわ。シンジのことはしっかりマークしておくべきだった。知っていたら結界を張らせるなんてこともなかったのに。
I screwed up. I should have kept a closer eye on Shinji. Had I known, I wouldn't have let him construct that bounded field. Oh. About that, Shinji said he wasn't the one who set up the bounded field over our school. He said there's another master at school.
ええ、それはそうでしょうね。学校にはまだ一人、私たちの知らないマスターがいるのは明白よ。
Yes, I suppose that would be true. It's pretty obvious if a master at school we're not aware of.
けどシロ、あなたまさか結界を張ってないっていうシンジの言葉を信じてるの？
But Chido, don't tell me you believe Shinji when he said he wasn't the one who set up the bounded field. Nah, I'm not that much of a sucker. As long as Shinji's in our school, I'd give it a 50-50 chance that it was his doing. The other half is done by the other master.
半分ね。その時点で大したお人よしだと思うけど。
50-50, huh? If you think that's the ratio, you really are a sucker.
まあ、それはそれでいいわ。そういう余分なところがあなたの味だし。だからこそシンジは正体を明かしたんだろうしさ。
Well, whatever. Your optimism is what makes you who you are, and that's probably why Shinji thought it'd be okay to reveal his identity to you. Hmm?
まあいいわ。それで、シンジと何を話したのよ、あなた。
Anyway, what did you talk to Shinji about? He asked whether I wanted to team up with him. Shinji has no intention of fighting, and it sounded like he wanted to work with someone so long as he knew them.
シロ、あなたまさかシンジ。
Bone. Don't tell me you. No, you turn this kind of thing down normally, right? I already teamed up with you anyway. Even if I were to answer, I should first consult you too.
うん、それはそうだけど。でも、断ったって言った？
Oh. Right. That's true, but did you say you turned him down? Yeah. I know I said I would have consulted you about this, but I made my decision about Shinji on my own. There wasn't much to talk to you about anyway. Oh, but did I still do something rash?
別に、シロの判断は正しいんじゃない？まあ、あんたこ
The real question is, if he turned him down, why didn't he try to kill you?
筋合いでもないけどさ。
Oh. Not really. I think he made the right call. Besides, he was only asking you, so there's no room for me to butt in anyway. The way she's mumbling makes her seem, well, not quite herself. That was all I talked to Shinji about. I saw Ryder too, but it didn't seem like she was that powerful of a servant to me. She's definitely not like a berserker, and she didn't seem as intense as Lancer. Ryder seemed decent.
マスターがそう実感したのなら確かでしょう。ですが、サーバントの進化は転移した宝具に左右されます。
If Master felt that way,
何があるか判明するまでは油断はしないようにしろ。
I still am having this habit of like thinking that they're done talking. If Master felt that way, then it's likely true. But a servant's true power is determined by their noble phantasm. Until we find out who Ryder truly is, please do not let your guard down around her, Shiro. Yeah, I have no clue what hero Ryder is. You know, Lancer and Berserker obviously look like heroes. But Ryder didn't quite have that same aura. I felt like she was different from typical servants.
普通のサーバントとは違うですか？
Different from typical servants, you say?
私にはわかりませんが、リンならシロの違和感が説明できますか？
I do not quite understand, but do you think you would be able to explain Shiro's discomfort, Rin?
ああ、うん。理屈だけならわかるわよ。
Oh yeah, I guess I understand, at least logically.
サーバントがどんな英霊かは呼び出されたマスターに左右されるって話。結構似た者同士になるのよ、マスターとサーバントは。
You see, the master influences what heroic spirits is summoned as a servant. So because of that, master and servant tend to be similar.
つまり高潔な人物がマスターなら、それに近い霊格をした英霊が召喚される。逆に言えば、心に深い傷を持った人間が英霊を呼び出せば、同じように傷を負った英霊が現れるわ。
For example, if the master is a noble person, they'll summon a heroic spirit of a similar disposition. On the other hand, a deeply scarred, traumatized person is likely to summon a servant with similar experiences.
シローがライダーに感じた違和感はそれでしょうね。
So that's probably why Shiro felt something off from Ryder.
いびつな心を持つマスターは、時として英雄ではなく、英霊に近いだけの怨霊を呼び出してしまうのよ。
A master of a twisted personality might summon a vengeful ghost close to a heroic spirit rather than a hero. A vengeful ghost close to a heroic spirit. Is that what she meant before?
ええ、血を見るのが大好き。人殺しなんて何とも思わないような暴虐。
That's right. A tyrant who enjoys the sight of blood and does not think twice about killing. I like how I want to keep going. I really do, but my neck, my shoulder pain. It's not quite my shoulders. It's mostly my neck. I've been sitting at my chair too long today. So unfortunately, I think I'm going to break it here. But this is me making an attempt. I'm going to finish the series. It's going to be done. I'm going to do it. But now, I've just cemented that I'm not going to be streaming the rest of it. It's going to be just recorded as a Let's Play because of all the story and because of me having to read a lot. And because there's a bit of a desync and annoyance when I did have the one person show up. I was very happy to have them show up during the stream where I was talking on the phone and trying to read the thing and talking on the phone. It didn't quite work out and didn't feel as well flowed. So instead, I'm just going to do this. I still stream, just different games, like Caves of Cud. Anyway. Thank you all for watching. I'll catch you next time. Should I even have an outro? Yeah, we're really professional here. What the fuck is an outro?